guys, Jake and Sarah Salyer here with the Elite Home Team at Keller Williams Preferred. We are at our kitchen table. Another episode. We've got our preferred lender here, Lexi Gaines, and we kind of just wanted to talk about what's going on in the market right now. Some of our loan programs, things that she's seen as related to everything everybody's been going through. If the market's still hopping, if she's still doing a lot of loans, pre-quals, and so on and so forth.
Well, first, so Lexi, tell us who you work, who you're with, and then how long you've been doing this, and kind of what you're seeing going on right now.
So I am a lender with Spirit Bank Mortgage, and I've been in the business for around 8 years. And kind of what I've been seeing, you know, I still get a lot of business that come in. It's just right now there's a lot of temporary guidelines out there due to COVID-19. So basically kind of some of the changes are if you don't have a 680 credit score, it is a little harder to get approved right now. However, that's not going to stay like that. It'll eventually change. Things will go back to the way they were. But business is still busy. People are still wanting to get out there and get qualified and buy houses. So don't, you know, let that stop you from seeing, oh, can I get qualified? You know, still try.
So would you say, like, for someone right now who's in the market and they're, you know, I've already talked to us, and our first thing that we tell all of our buyers, have you been pre-approved? And if the answer is no, we send them to you. What is the first thing, you know, what are the things that you're gonna ask? What are the things that they're gonna need to provide? Do you have to pull the biggest question we get, do they have to pull our credit score? Yes or no? Or can they just kind of gauge off of, you know, what was the last time you checked it? Some people do free credit karma. You know, when you first get a lead in, what are the steps that they need to go through?
Something else to touch on real quick, another misconception. People think that if you pull their credit and then they're maybe lender shopping, there is a certain amount of time, what, 2 weeks, right?
30 days.
30 days, okay. So you can have your credit pulled in relation to a mortgage 30 days and it won't ding you multiple times.
Right, just for the first time that your credit's pulled. So what I ask for, so when I initially speak to a customer, I do get an application, and then I'll get 30 days pay stubs, 2 months bank statements. Sometimes I'll get last 2 years tax returns. It just depends on the customer. So that's really all I need to get started. Typically, I do want to pull credit just because I just need to know where we are. And especially right now with all the new changes, I do like to see, you know, just in case, you know, is your credit score really 680 or higher? So that is something that I do like to do. Now, if you just had your credit pulled by another lender, then I can work off of that for now. But eventually, I would have to pull a new report.
Okay.
Awesome. Tell us about some first-time homebuyer programs, if there's any bond money out there, RD currently, people always have RD questions, why that's beneficial, anything HUD 184 related, which is our Indian loan. So if you are Indian, you can qualify for that. There's some great benefits, and hit those for us real quick.
Yeah, so we actually have a few different down payment assistance programs right now. It just kind of depends on credit score. It depends on how much you're needing. It depends on income, because there are income caps to these programs. So, but yeah, we do have 3 different options that we can look at. So, you know, if you don't qualify for one option, that doesn't mean you're not going to qualify for another option. And you can do multiple loans. We can do a conventional loan, FHA. We can do rural development, which is already 100% financing. So if you do a down payment assistance program, all that funds will go towards your cash to close. So you could essentially get in for nothing.
And rural development, meaning there is no down payment at all.
Yes.
So 0 down payment. When you're looking at a regular FHA loan is 3.5?
3.5%, yes.
Okay, and then our 184 loan is 2.25, so that's the benefit there. So if you are Indian, lesser down payment. Of course, there's always a VA option. VA is 100% financing as well. So tons of options. And then if you've got down payment assistance, we can request for seller to pay your closing cost.
Yeah.
You're getting down payment assistance, and then you don't have any money out of pocket to get into your home. So aside from inspections and earnest money, which we've touched on in previous videos.
And I can also go over multiple options with you, just because, you know, I don't have to just qualify you for one loan. We can look at all the options and figure out what's best for you, payment-wise, down payment-wise, and your total cash to close. So there's always plenty of options.
Another question, Lexi, we've had a lot of people that wanted to get approved, or they maybe had some medical debt or some things that went to collections or things that they didn't even know about from years ago. And so they were maybe right there, but just not quite where you needed them to be. Do you focus on any type of credit counseling, or are there things that you can help them do, maybe pay off or work towards, so at some amount of time we need to lift their score 20 points, and hey, we can project by June, we can have you squared away where you can move forward?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, I would have to pull credit, and then from there, I would just kind of go through and look and see what I'm looking at. Sometimes, like if you have a collection account, paying it off doesn't necessarily help. So sometimes it's best to focus on maybe paying a credit card down. You definitely want to keep your credit cards 30% below your available limit. That's really going to help your score skyrocket up. But yeah, there's all kinds of different options for me to go in and look at credit and see, okay, this is what I can do to get your score up. Sometimes it might even take less than 30 days. It literally just depends on what I'm looking at, but I will definitely help you get there. So, even if I can't qualify you right this second, that doesn't mean I can't qualify you in the future.
I know that when we've used Lexi on a handful of our personal properties, and Jake is a visual person. So the thing that he was told her exactly that. What are we going to be at conventional? What are we going to be at FHA? What if we put this amount down? What about and we literally went into her office and she had like 5 different scenarios, and Jake was like, yeah, no, this one's not going to do it, And so visual, however, texting, calling, what's the best way to communicate with you? And if they want to put in a loan application, where should they go?
Yeah, so you can call me, text me, email me, whatever works for you. And if you want to fill out an application, there's a couple different ways we can do it. You can go online. It's just spiritbank.com/LGaines, and it's GANES. We can do a phone application, or if you want to make an appointment, come into my office, we can do it that way. It's kind of what's easiest for you.
Awesome. I think we touched on everything. Guys, we really appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to our channel. If you've got any questions, comments, things that you'd like to see, please let us know. Have a great day.